All right, welcome back. I'm talking with the parish president of Terrebonne Parish. And look, I know we hot under the collar, and I know that, but we're tired of the same song and dance. I've seen this through all the hurricanes, and Mr. Parish President, I got to tell you, in my heart, I truly feel that they are trying to move people out of the bayous. I could be totally wrong, but by delaying the monies, by delaying the trailers, if you get the trailers on people's homes and they start repairing their homes, guess what? They still plan on living where they are. It's almost like FEMA, to me, wants to drive them out. Now, they can disprove me wrong. You know how? Bring the checkbook to town and start giving the checks out. And bring the campers.
And you know, Martin, I agree with that. I hope that's not the case, but it seems like that's the case because people in dire straits need help now. Terrebonne Parish, like we were just talking about, our preposition contract. Well, Terrebonne Parish has money to survive quite a while. But the people down the bayous and down subdivisions, what have you, to rebuild as quick as they need to rebuild, they need money to pay these contractors and to buy materials. And they don't all have charge accounts at Morrison Home Center or Lowe's or Home Depot or wherever else, So, it's critical that FEMA gets down here and gets it to the people in Terrebonne, Lafourche, St. Charles, Grand Isle, and and Lafitte and the rest of them. It's totally ridiculous. I am meeting with the head of Region 6, the director, tomorrow morning, and I'm gonna lay it on the line with them as diplomatically as I can, if I can say that word or not.
I think we are being nice.
Yes,
too.
and
nice is going to change in a few days.
FEMA is put there for a federal declared disaster. This is a federal declared disaster, a state declared disaster. And remember, GOSEF, you can't hardly blame GOSEF because they're at the mercy of FEMA. So, I've never blamed GOSEF on this because they really did a wonderful job, know. But FEMA needs, you bring up a good point.
Yeah, and it irritates me because it's a pattern to me. And when something becomes a pattern, that's when it becomes problematic. I could see if this was their first rodeo and this was going on. If they don't have practice by now, something is terribly wrong.
Well, Martin, how can they sit there with billions in the bank that the Congress and federal government said go give to the people and pass someone living in their car or a tent? I mean, with their house destroyed, and the money's there. It's not like the money's not there, and
Can you ask the fellas tomorrow that you're meeting with, or the ladies, I'm not sure who you meet with, what percentage Terrebonne and Lafourche got compared to New Orleans or compared to New York, where the end of the storm hit?
I don't know those numbers, but I will have them tomorrow for you, and I can almost guarantee you New Orleans is going to be high.
There's no doubt.
New Orleans, remember when 300 trucks were leaving here, line trucks were leaving here, that I turned around with the help of others, and we turned those trucks around. They were headed to New Orleans.
And I gave you a lot of credit for that. And I just think at this point, the photo ops are over. I know people come in, they want to establish, and look, there are some people working for FEMA, nice as could be, and mean well. But when they send it up the process, somebody's making the decision not to take their recommendations, and it makes the local people on the ground look pretty bad. And if I was a local person on the ground looking bad, I think I'd be pretty pissed off about it.
Mm-hmm. Martin, and like I said, you bring up a good point. Right now, insurance adjusters are getting to people that have insurance quicker than what FEMA is. Usually the insurance adjusters are the one that you got to wrestle to get to your house or your business. And I'm talking a lot of people who the adjusters have come and gone. I know checks have been in the mail to a lot of people. People have called me and got their money. Right. That quick with the adjusters for the insurance companies. And here's FEMA is just dragging. Now they have given some money to people who have applied online. I know there's some money's going out, but not, just a drop in the bucket.
And I know you're talking about adjusters. I'm gonna have Jim Donlin on later on. Because on the streets, when I'm talking to people, they still haven't had an adjuster even visit their home. In this day and time, especially some of the big companies, you know, as much money as they spend on advertising during football games and all, they ought to have people on the ground everywhere, qualified people.
Right, and I agree with you. The adjusters haven't reached everyone, but they're doing better than FEMA.
Yeah, oh, no
is what
doubt.
I'm comparing.
No doubt. Now, look, and some insurance companies and even local companies have been stellar. I want to make that point. They've done a great job, but it depends on, I guess, who they auctioned out, you know, the wind and storm stuff to. That
Yeah.
you had the luck of your adjuster. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah. Well, and like I said, you know, I know a lot of insurance agents in town, and I think they've been over backwards to get the adjusters in. And I know a lot of adjusters have gone seen people, and I'm sure there's some that haven't. So the biggest thing is get people their money, whether it's insurance money or whether it's FEMA money, and let's rebuild Terrebonne.
Make them whole, because if you don't pay your insurance premium, they cutting you off. But when you need it and they don't pay it, you stuck, you know. I
That's
want to
correct.
thank you. Keep up the great work. I know you're out there fighting in that meeting tomorrow. Give them the business.
I will more than I will report back to you on exactly what was said in the meeting and what was accomplished.
All right, thank you, Mr. Gordon.
Thank you, Martin.
Parish President of Terrebonne Parish, and we're going to keep updating you. We do have Mr. Jim Donlin coming on later, the Insurance Commissioner. A lot of you have sent me questions you want him to answer, and I'm sure he'll answer them. So we'll take a break. We'll be right back.